Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Align Family Wellness Podcast, YouTube channel, or our Facebook page. Today, we are going to be talking about ear infections. And this is a topic that I have a ton of resources on. I've got a whole webinar on our YouTube channel. We've got other podcasts on it. So if you want more information, we have got a ton of stuff out there because I am an ear infection survivor. And I have been through all of the things. I had multiple sets of tubes. I had a eardrum rupture. I was that sick kiddo with ear infections. And so I'm so passionate about teaching parents about ear infections and about how to treat them naturally without having to get tubes, without having to get surgery. And so this is just really a big topic that is near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad all of you all are here today and willing to take a listen to what we've got in store. So let's talk about the when this stuff starts because ear infections never happen in the middle of the day. If you've ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night with your child screaming because their ear is killing them, you know how heartbreaking and exhausting chronic ear infections can be. You run to their room, you try to comfort them, and then you end up at the pediatrician's office the next day with the same recommendation: another round of antibiotics. The cycle seems endless. Temporary relief, followed by yet another infection a few weeks later. Even worse, your pediatrician might suggest tubes or other surgical interventions, leaving you feeling trapped between options that you're just not comfortable with. What if I told you that 5 out of 6 children will experience an ear infection before their third birthday? And many of these will turn into chronic ear and immune challenges over the child's life. This video is for frustrated, exhausted parents whose children suffer from recurrent ear infections. You've tried multiple rounds of antibiotics without success. You are seeking natural, drug-free alternatives to the conventional wait and see or the surgical approaches. We are here for you. So today I'm going to reveal the hidden root cause behind these chronic ear infections that most pediatricians don't even know about. How nervous system dysfunction and subluxation create the perfect conditions for these recurring ear infections. And you'll discover why antibiotics often fail to provide lasting relief and how our neurologically focused chiropractic care can break the cycle of these chronic ear infections naturally without drugs or surgery. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Luca. His story might sound all too familiar. Before finding neurologically focused chiropractic care, Luca would get an ear infection every time he got a cold, every single time. At one point, he suffered through 5 ear infections in 4 months. His mother recalls her heartbreak, saying, "I feel so bad." He would wake up in the night screaming in pain, even after going on antibiotics. It would clear up the infection just to come back again the next time he got sick. He was trapped in this endless cycle of back-to-back antibiotics for months. His pediatrician eventually suggested seeing an ENT for tubes. Fortunately, his mama decided to try chiropractic care first. When she saw Luca's nervous system scans, she was shocked by how much red was in his scans. The explanation behind all of the scans helped her understand why his body could not fight off these infections. Since beginning chiropractic care, Luca has not had a single ear infection, and his immune system is stronger. He's eating better, growing, and just a happier, healthier child. So we're going to go through the real root cause of these chronic ear infections. You guys will always hear the anatomy. Oh, children's eustachian tubes are horizontal, whereas adults are more vertical. Yes, anatomy plays a role, but it doesn't fully explain why some kids get frequent ear infections and others don't. If it was just because of the anatomy, every kid would have ear infections all the time because of the way their eustachian tubes are. But the real issue is often subluxation or stuck stress in their neck that can disrupt that brain and body communication. These misalignments affect the nerves, like the vagus nerve, that control the ear drainage, control all the muscles of the neck, and control your immune system. Subluxations can cause a triple threat. There's no drainage is backed up, the plumbing doesn't work, there's more inflammation, and the immune system gets weakened. Now we're in a stage for chronic ear infections. So we call this the perfect storm of childhood stressors that can create chronic ear infections. These chronic ear infections are usually part of a bigger issue known as the perfect storm, which is a mix of physical, chemical, and emotional stressors. It begins with birth interventions like C-sections, forceps, vacuum delivery, which can all cause upper neck and cranial tension. That early stress builds over time through falls, toxins, emotional strain, a bunch of antibiotics. All of these weaken the immune system. If the root cause is not addressed, kiddos get stuck in this cycle where each infection leads to another. So there are limitations to the conventional approaches to ear infections. Antibiotics are massively overprescribed for ear infections, accounting for nearly 25% of all antibiotic prescriptions in children, despite most infections are actually viral and unresponsive to the actual antibiotics. Even when an infection is bacterial, antibiotics only address the bacteria, not the underlying conditions that allowed the infection to develop in the first place. Tubes and other surgical interventions may help improve the drainage temporarily, but they fail to address the nervous system dysfunction at the root of the problem. So, how does neurologically focused chiropractic care help these chronic ear infections? Instead of just managing the outward signs, our chiropractic care identifies and addresses the root cause of these ear infections through gentle specific adjustments to the upper neck, to the cranial bones, to, the face and mouth. We use our advanced insight scan technology to measure nervous system function and identify the areas of the subluxation and the stress that conventional approaches miss completely. And we can actually identify and measure those and show you, mom and dad, where that stuck stress is. So gentle adjustments to the upper cervical spine and cranium help restore proper nerve function. They improve drainage of the eustachian tube. They enhance their immune response, and they reduce inflammation naturally. So just like Luca's mom, you deserve to feel confident that your child's body can heal and fight illness naturally. You deserve to have peaceful nights without the fear of your little one waking up screaming in pain. As your child deserves to grow, play, and thrive without the burden of constant infections and medications. At Align Family Wellness, we have helped hundreds of children just like Luca break free from ear infections through our neurological approach to chiropractic care. Our assessment includes advanced insight scans that will measure your child's nervous system function and identify the underlying issues that conventional medicine misses. The transformation we see in these kiddos goes far beyond just ear health. Parents report they're sleeping better immune function, better behavior, they're happier, they're healthier once that nervous system starts functioning optimally. You can click the link in our bio. You can call us to schedule a comprehensive assessment of your child. We would love to help you and your family conquer those ear infections for good, because I know personally how much they can affect your life and how much they can cause issues later on with the chronic antibiotic use and the chronic surgeries. Like, I'm still trying to heal and deal with it as an adult. So just let us know. You can DM us on social. Call our office, check out all of our resources that we have available for you. Check out our webinar. We would love to help.